Hey there, folks. Got a new knife for you. I recently picked this up from Blade HQ. This is the new Kizer Lundquist Feist. So this is designed by Justin Lundquist. It's a small titanium front flipper. I think it ranged in price. It was about, I think it was like about 160. I think 160, maybe 170. Full titanium frame lock with a steel insert and an over travel. You probably can't see that. It is a front flipper. The steel is S35VN. The overall length is 6.75. So it is a small knife. Here's the Michael Ziba in comparison. So Michael Ziba's M2's a little bit bigger. But again, it's a minimalist type knife that I was interested in. Very, I like how clean it looked in the pictures before I got it. Nothing really protruding. The flipper doesn't protrude except for this, but this is tucked away nicely. Titanium pocket clip. What surprised me the most when I first got it was that how heavy it felt, because I thought it was going to be light. I'm spoiled by the M2, how light it is. I mean, this is G10 and titanium, and the slabs of titanium are much thinner. But yeah, I was kind of like, what does it weigh? It weighs, they say it's 2.68. Let's see. So pop that cigarette in there. All right. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, so it's 2.68, which is probably not heavy for most people, but it feels heavy. I mean, it's a very solid piece of titanium on the lock bar side and on the show side. I mean, for a small knife, it just felt heavy to me. It felt heavy. Let me just adjust this bad boy. Yeah, titanium backspacer. And then I thought I would fall in love with this front flipper. I think that's what it's called. And it does flip out really nice. It's got a bearing system in there, so it is on bearings. But, like a flipper like this, where you're just flipping it open all day. You just keep doing it all day. This one I found my thumb, because my thumb normally doesn't get action over here as like your finger does. My thumb was getting hurt. I'm gonna get a callus over here. So I didn't like it as much as I thought I'd like it. I didn't love it. And at times, and again, this could be because my fingers were getting tired, this jimping, although aggressive, it didn't seem to be aggressive enough. Now I'm saying maybe that was with a little sweat. Sometimes it would just slip off, and then I would misfire like that. Maybe I'm just nitpicking it. Again, the steel is S35VN. I like it. Now I like that Kizer puts their logo so small. Now it is fairly small. If you look at this knife, there's no logos on the handle, on anything except on the blade. On the blade, unless this camera captures it, you can see Kizer right there. And then it's got a serial number and a steel over there. And then Feist, Justin Lundquist, but it's very subdued. The camera might be highlighting it more or showing it off better, but it's very subdued. It's a very nice looking knife. Pocket's nice. So what I didn't like was that this is my first Kizer, and I noticed, and I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you might hear that it was very, very greedy. Now I put some blue lube on it, but it's still greedy. I might have to take it down. Can you guys hear that? So I don't know where that grit sound's coming from. It's a little off center. Wow, that's very off center. So maybe I'll take it down and adjust it. Yeah, so I'm gonna say I was a little disappointed. A little disappointed. I wanted to love this knife, and I think it was just the grit, and then I wasn't feeling this. Now that's got nothing to do with the design. It's just maybe it's not for me, the front flipper, and the weight. I didn't like the weight of it. The weight of it. Maybe I'm getting spoiled. Maybe I would want it lighter. Anyways, if I take it down, I might film it. If not, that's the end of the vid. So that's a Kizer Lundquist Feist. All right, folks. All right, let's take this bad boy down. I'm going to narrate, although I might speed up the process. Of course, it doesn't fit. I think I don't have the right one. No Loctite. Doesn't appear to be anyway. You see, I'm not used to doing it, right? Alright, that's out. Does this have to come out too? That might not have to. That might be just a D shape. Let's see. Okay, no Loctite again. I like that. I guess I like that. Nothing worse than when it's super Loctite, and like when I was taking apart my Bally and I couldn't do it. So I'm just not good at it. Stay there. Hopefully I get it back to center. It's already coming apart. And there it goes. All right. All right. All right. What does that look like? It looks like ceramic. I think. Race washers. So this is kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not perfectly round, so it kind of like locks in. It locks in. That looks like a ceramic D10 ball too. So I don't know. It looks pretty clean. I don't know what would be causing the grit sound. Ah, there's it. So it's two bearings. Cool. Very cool. I suspected there might not be a track, but it looks like there is a track. So fish, I don't know. Looks pretty good to me. Let's clean it up a little bit. Looks pretty good to me. I don't know what that gritty sound is. See, that's probably the blue lube that I dropped in there, so it looks pretty well lubricated. You don't say. So there's the over travel. Yeah. Unless it's just these cheap plastic bearings. I don't know. I don't know what's making that sound. Get this off. So I believe this just sits here. I hate that. I hate that just sits there. How am I going to get that back in there? One's flat. They're both flat. Just gonna have to balance it. All right. You know what? I'm gonna put a little blue lube later because I think it's pretty well lubed. I might have to lube it later when I put it back together. After I put it back together. Oh, my bad. So the pin sits in there. Isn't that interesting? I think the grittiness is from the bearing. I just felt it. I think it is from the bearing. So maybe the bearing is just, I don't know, needs a little wearing in. It's the only thing I can think of. Seems to be pretty simple to put back together, even for a novice like me that normally doesn't do this. You can see there where the shape of the hole. Let me clean up. It's kind of like a D. Look at D! There's the race washer. Yep. Well, that popped in easy, except for this part. This one is not quite cooperating. Let's see. Come on. Oh, you motherfucker. All right. Is that in? Great. I got these in nice and flush. Now this ain't in. All righty. Think I got it. Got a new camera too, not this one. This is still my phone camera. That's why, if you guys have noticed, the volume comes in and out. But I got myself a new Sony. I think it's an RS100 5. Hopefully I get some practice on that and do some reviews before I go to Blade Show, so I get some practice on using it, you know, fine-tuning it. This one. Oh, the Menavade would be so proud of me if this all comes back together. Perfect. Which might not. I don't know. That looks a little gappy there, Michael. Looks a little gappy. Way gappy. That does not look good at all. And it's not. Don't tell me I gotta take this all apart again. Better. Ooh, look at me. That looks pretty centered. Better than it was. No play. Huh. What do you guys think? That looks pretty tight tolerances. Did it go away? The sound? No, it still sounds gritty. So with some fumbling around, I was able to successfully put it together. I hope it wasn't too pathetic. I am not an expert in putting knives together. I am not a knife maker. I am just the average Joe knife collector and sometimes EDC user. So, let's see. Is this still centered? Well, after I tightened it, after I tightened these down, now it looks like more the way it was when I got it from factory. Let's see. Not bad. Seem to be getting a little stick now. I might got some oil. Misfire. Yeah, getting a little stick. I probably got oil on the, I'm sure I got oil on it. The lock face. Look at the fanoosh. Look at me putting knives, taking knives apart, putting together. Anyways. Alright, folks. I fumbled through that. That was 14 minutes of a takedown that should have taken people like Robert Carter 3 minutes. Oh, and you know what I didn't do? I didn't test to see if the bearings were sitting in. Remember I showed you that before where Robert Carter was making sure that the tracks were lined up, but you seem to be okay. All right, folks. So that's a Lundquist Feist from Kizer. It's my first Kizer. You know what? It's not bad for the price. 160. That's pretty good. I guess. I mean, you're getting a full titanium knife. I guess it's not bad. It's just a little, for me, it's a little weighty. For such a little tiny Zippo of a knife, it's just a little too heavy. I wish Kizer, I know they're trying to go on the cheap, but I wish they would just mill out some of the titanium just to make it lighter. But it's a good looking knife, Misfire. But I like the spine, the rounded off spine on the blade. Looks good. And just the finishing is really well done. Contoured titanium handles, nice back spacer, full milled titanium pocket clip. Goes together and takes down fairly easy, even for an amateur like me. Again, my only complaint is the grit. When you, I'm not sure if that's going to be something that will be addressed once you use it more. I just got this. So, yeah, the grit and the weight, I think that's really it. And I'm not in love with this front flipper. I'm not. You know, they have other flippers that are kind of like here. And I think you kind of just like swing it over there. You know what I mean? On top here. I think I like those better. I think Andre Thornburn does that. Takes a little getting used to. Oh, my poor thumb. My poor thumb. All right, guys. Peace.